What's popping, everybody? Alex here, and welcome to yet another episode. Christmas is just around the corner, and man, I tell you, you need some creativity to make this festive more interesting. And now that's the reason why I have decided to share with you some great masking transitions tricks to spice up your festive editing. Now, my dear friends, the whole idea of this video is to let you see how to replace the manual frame after frame masking, replacing all that with the AI tools to make the whole thing possible within seconds. Well, my dear friends, I have a couple of videos right here, but I'll just pick only two for the examples that we are going to. Oh, look at that, Where is the dog? Oh, okay. Before we start to make the dog disappear, my dear friends, let's check out some of the video footage clips within Filmora. And now, my friends, you can feel free to use some of these videos to keep practicing these transitions. Just go right here on the stock media tab, and over here, as you can see, there are a lot of them video clips. They're just like video graphics that you can use differently in your videos. Some of them you can make them overlays, and some of them just a lot of them. But right here, I'm going to pick just this one over here, alright, because it allows me to express exactly what I want you to understand. Alright, so I drag it down here and put it right here in the timeline. Now, before we even get started the masking, my dear friend, I think you get the idea here. We want the person to show up through this opening that is showing up right here as it opens to the next scenes, making it a transition, like an opening transition. Alright, so that means what we're supposed to do right here, my dear friend, is to make sure that we are going to mask this whole thing. And for us to do that, my dear friend, there are two options. And the first one is the old way, the old school way, which is the one that we want to get rid of. Alright, we don't want that. Imagine, it takes a lot of time, a lot of hours, alright, because you have to do the manual frame after frame masking, alright, by using this trick, by using this pen tool right here, and then you have to select your masking and then repeat the same selection according to the next frame. Alright, if you want to try to use this path tracking over here, my dear friend, it's not accurate at all. Alright, so this is the old way of doing the masking, and we want to replace that with the new trick. Alright, so right now let's review the new giant of masking. Well, we have your video selected right here in the timeline. Go right here on this option, which is the AI tools, and when you scroll down here, you are going to find the smart cutout feature. Alright, and right now you move your player to the very first frame that the gap inside start appearing. Alright, and right now you must brush this area over here. Alright, and once you have done that, at least move to the next frame and again repeat the brushing according to this frame. Alright, and once you have done that, my dear friend, move on to the advanced tab here and then use this option here to do the tracking. Alright, and as you can see right here, this is very accurate. However, there are some little points that you just have to adjust, like as you can see over here. Alright, you just go to that frame and then just make sure that it's that accurate the way it has to be. Alright, and then after that, my dear friend, the other issue here you have to do is to go on this option right here, which is the invert. Alright, to invert the mask. Alright, and you see that in a moment. Alright, and once that is done, go down here and then do save. And right here, my dear friend, in the timeline, you just have to drag down the next video in the transition, and just like that, the transition is well done, just as simple as that. Well, my dear friends, let's move on to this guy who made the dog to disappear. Alright, and let's find out why. Is it even the same person after all? Let's find out. Well, for this transition, my dear friend, I drag down this video, which is the first video in the transition, and then this being the last. Alright, well, again on the very first clip, my dear friends, let's go back to the smart cutout. And right here, my dear friend, the very first thing you have to identify is the very frame, the very first frame whereby the other side of the tree is showing up right here. Here you have to do the selection right here. I think for this one right here, I need to make a slight zoom. Alright, just go over right here and then maybe select 50 or 100% just according to your screen size. Alright, and then and then you can do a brushing over here. And then for this time around, we are going to do this. We are going to repeat this for a couple of frames, all right? And then on the next frame again, we do again the brush. And let's do the same thing again on the third frame. And by the way, my dear friend, make sure that you keep going back and forth to the fit screen, all right, to the 0%, so that you make sure that there are no other areas of the frame that are catching up the selection, all right, because if it does, it won't look good. All right now I think is the right time for us to try the tracking and see how much more if AI gained this idea. All right, so right now let me do the tracking, all right here. Oh, he's losing the tracking. All right. Well, stop it right there. Stop it right there. So as you have just seen, my dear friends, the AI is losing track after a few frames. The reason is, this kind of a video is not very easy to identify. There are a lot of trees, all right? There's a lot of areas, like, it's kind of confusing. All right, so right there, my dear friend, that just means that we are going to do less of tracking. All right, after the tracking, then we can go back, just correcting some areas, making them well selected. All right, starting with this frame, right? So you watch me as I help AI over here, all right, so that we can have our transition. Okay,
give me a heart.
Once in a while I do again the tracking.
Give me the grace to do thy will. Pardon and cleanse this soul of mine. Lord, give me.
Well, my dear friends, I think we have made it right here, and the selection is just done right now. So go ahead on that option right here and then select it, just to invert your mask once again, just like we have done on the previous example. All right, and after that we go to the save. And just as simple as that, my dear friend, and the following video is supposed to start where the very little gap start appearing. All right, where the gaps start appearing, and then the other video, next video in the transition, is supposed to start showing up right there. That means you put it right below the track of the first video in the transition. All right, and then just like this, look at that. Well, my dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video to this very point. If you found it interesting, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share the content for the growth of this channel. And until I meet you in this next episode here, peace.
Come to my soul, blessed Jesus.